The Journey West and the Great Expansion of the United States of America as told by the bald eagle, rattlesnake, fox, and dove. Video 5 Inspirations for the Constitution. The night was calm. The fire burned bright beneath towering oak trees. Bald eagle stood upon a low branch overlooking the others. Fox lay stretched beside the flames. Dove rested quietly nearby. Rattlesnake coiled proudly upon a warm stone.
Fox yawned dramatically. So now we arrive at one of humanity's favorite arguments.
Snake grinned. What inspired the Constitution?
Dove smiled softly. And almost everyone wants the answer to be, my side.
Fox laughed. Yes, humans do enjoy claiming ownership of ideas and thinking they are right.
Eagle spread his wings slowly. The truth, he said, is that the Constitution drew inspiration from many sources.
Ancient, Dove added.
European, Snake said.
Religious, Fox continued.
And possibly Native American as well, Eagle finished.
The fire crackled softly.
Fox tilted her head. So where do we begin?
Snake answered immediately. Ancient Greece.
Fox smirked. Of course you'd begin with warriors arguing in public.
Snake looked pleased. It sounds wonderful.
Eagle nodded. The founders studied ancient Athens and other Greek governments carefully.
Dove added gently, the idea that citizens could participate in government deeply influenced many thinkers.
Fox flicked her tail. Though it is worth noting that ancient Athens was not a perfect democracy.
No, Eagle agreed. Women, slaves, and many others could not vote.
Snake lifted his head proudly. Still, the Greeks argued important questions about law, liberty, power, and citizenship.
Dove smiled softly, and many founders admired them.
Fox glanced toward Eagle. Do we have actual quotes?
Yes, Eagle answered, as he looked toward the fire. Thomas Jefferson once wrote, I think I am justified in believing that the genuine sources of correct republican government are to be found in the W. Writings of Aristotle, Cicero, Locke, Sidney, etc.
Fox's ears twitched. Interesting.
Snake nodded proudly. Notice Aristotle.
Dove added, and Cicero from ancient Rome.
Fox looked thoughtful. So the founders were looking backward thousands of years for ideas.
Yes, Eagle answered, including the Roman Republic and Greece.
Snake's eyes gleamed. They admired republics.
Fox grinned. They also feared each other.
That too, Eagle admitted.
The fire burned brighter.
Dove spoke softly. The Roman Republic strongly influenced the founders.
Especially ideas about checks and balances, Eagle added.
Fox flicked her tail. So no one person could become king.
Snake hissed dramatically. Humans had recently fought a war about that.
Fox laughed softly.
Eagle continued, the founders also read philosophers from Europe.
Now we arrive at Locke, Snake announced proudly.
Dove nodded gently. John Locke influenced many founders.
Fox looked curious. What ideas?
Eagle answered carefully, natural rights. He believed natural rights came from natural law, which came from God.
Don't forget life, liberty, and property, Dove added.
Fox narrowed her eyes. Very similar to the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, Eagle answered. Jefferson later wrote, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Snake nodded proudly. Locke also argued that governments gain power from the consent of the governed.
Fox smirked. A very dangerous idea for kings.
Yes, very dangerous, Snake agreed.
Dove continued softly. The founders also read Baron de Montesquieu.
Fox tilted her head. The separation of powers man?
Yes, Eagle answered. He argued that power should be divided among branches of government.
Snake rattled softly, so one branch could restrain another.
Checks and balances, Dove said warmly.
Fox grinned. Early Americans clearly did not trust concentrated power.
They had reasons not to, Eagle answered.
The wind stirred the trees above them.
Snake continued. They also studied William Blackstone.
The English legal tradition, Dove explained.
And Algernon Sidney, Eagle added.
Fox blinked. The man executed for opposing royal power?
The same, Eagle answered.
Fox's tail swished thoughtfully. So the Constitution was influenced by centuries of arguments about liberty, law, kings, and rights.
Yes, Dove answered softly.
And by the Bible, Snake added.
Fox glanced sideways. Yes, the argument from the last book, God and the Founders, returns.
Eagle nodded carefully. In a previous book, we discussed how many founders quoted the Bible frequently and believed morality and liberty were connected.
The fire snapped softly.
Dove spoke gently. John Adams once wrote that the principles behind independence were the general principles of Christianity. He believed a free nation needed moral strength.
Snake's rattles buzzed with interest, and George Washington warned that religion and morality are indispensable supports of political prosperity.
Fox flicked her tail thoughtfully. So even the more cautious founders saw moral teaching as part of the foundation.
Eagle spread his wings slightly. Benjamin Franklin told the Constitutional Convention that God governs in the affairs of men, urging prayer when the delegates struggled.
Dove nodded. Many, if not most, founders were deeply religious Christians.
Fox added quietly, some were more influenced by reason and Enlightenment thinking.
Snake hissed softly, and many were both. Patrick Henry called the Bible worth all the other books, while others blended scripture with philosophy.
Fox smiled faintly. Humans are rarely simple.
The fire snapped loudly.
After a silence, Dove spoke again. There is another possible influence people still debate today.
Snake immediately perked up. The Iroquois Confederacy.
Fox grinned. Now this should start a good argument.
Eagle nodded solemnly. The Haudenosaunee, often called the Iroquois Confederacy by Europeans, united all nations into a powerful alliance long before the United States existed.
Dove spoke carefully. Originally 5 nations, the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca.
Snake lifted proudly, and later the Tuscarora joined, making 6 nations.
Fox looked interested. How did their government work?
Eagle answered. The nations maintained local control, but also worked together through a larger council.
Dove added softly, they used discussion, diplomacy, and consensus in many decisions.
Fox narrowed her eyes thoughtfully. That does sound familiar, and though you often see only men in the paintings and history books, Haudenosaunee women carried extraordinary weight and authority.
Snake lifted his head, curious. Women? In the council?
Fox flicked her tail. Clan mothers chose the male chiefs. They could remove them too. No chief held power without the approval of the women who led the clans.
Eagle nodded solemnly. Haudenosaunee women guided diplomacy, protected the welfare of families, and ensured leaders acted with wisdom. Their authority was woven into the great law of peace.
Dove smiled gently. They were guardians of lineage, land, and balance. Their voices shaped decisions long before Europeans arrived.
Snake rattled softly in admiration. So the Confederacy's strength came from both men and women working together.
Fox grinned. Exactly. A union of nations and a union of responsibilities.
Snake rattled proudly again. Some historians argue the founders may have learned ideas about confederation and union from the Iroquois.
Dove nodded carefully, especially because colonial leaders interacted with them regularly.
Fox glanced toward Eagle. Do we have first-hand voices?
Yes, Eagle replied. Benjamin Franklin wrote in 1751. It would be a very strange thing if 6 nations of ignorant savages should be capable of forming such a union, and yet that a like union should be impracticable for 10 or a dozen English colonies.
Fox raised an eyebrow. Well, that sentence certainly sounds very 18th century.
Yes, Dove admitted quietly. But Franklin clearly admired the effectiveness of their union, and perhaps he did not really consider them either ignorant or savages.
Snake nodded proudly, and some native leaders encouraged colonial unity.
Eagle looked toward the fire. At the Albany Congress in 1754, The Mohawk leader Conasotegu reportedly urged the colonies to unite, saying, "Our wise forefathers established union and amity between the 5 nations. This has made you as formidable."
Fox looked thoughtful. So did the Constitution directly copy the Iroquois Confederacy?
Eagle answered carefully. Most historians say no.
But some believe the Confederacy influenced certain ideas about union and cooperation, Dove added.
Snake rattled softly again. And others think historians ignored native influence for too long.
Fox grinned. And there's the argument.
The fire burned lower.
Eagle looked toward the stars. The Constitution was not born from one source.
No single book, Dove added.
No single philosopher, Snake said.
Not just religion or one civilization, Fox continued.
Eagle spread his mighty wings. It emerged from centuries of debate about freedom, law, government, power, human nature, and rights.
Snake gave a satisfied grin, as all healthy and robust governments do.
Fox burst into laughter. The wind rustled through the trees. Far away, beyond mountains and rivers, a new nation waited to expand westward, and the arguments about liberty and the inspiration that shaped the Constitution had only just begun. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your family and friends. If you'd like to be notified when new chapters are released, click the notification bell. Be sure to look in the description below for the reflection questions and questions for further research. They're designed to encourage discussion, critical thinking, and a deeper understanding of history. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, never stop asking questions, and never stop learning.